Look.
Listen.
Taylor.
Oh, God, she's already done. Welcome one, welcome all to Look, Listen with Geese and Guyera and Taylor. This is a podcast about Pokemon and other things. This is episode 88. Can you believe it? That's almost 100.
Wow.
We did it.
I can believe it.
Jeez Louise. Oh, God. All right.
All I'm going to say is the funny thing about birding is you throw a color out there and you just combine words that don't belong together and you've got a bird.
For those who are unaware, Geese Peep loves birds. She just ran out to go look at a bird. Before we go any further, this is the first time all three of us have been together in so long, so if anybody has any questions about Japan, we will field those now, and then we will move on with the rest of the several segments of today's podcast.
What'd you do?
So last time I did the normal stuff, as Geese Peep knows, go to Kyoto and Osaka, and I also went all the way to Fukuoka for the fun of it for a day. But this time I went to the north of Japan, so I went to Hokkaido and Sapporo and Aomori and Sendai and Niigata, which those are places in Japan.
Ooh.
They're little cities that have, some of them, have some beef bowls, so they were delicious.
So my question about vending machines is, do the vending machines change the farther you get away from Tokyo?
Well, yeah. I mean, for instance, in Aomori, they have vending machines full of just nothing but apple juice because of how famous Aomori is for their apples and their apple juice. And, of course, they have regional drinks. I mean, you're still going to see your Boss coffees and your waters and your Coca-Colas, of course. But there are regional drinks in the different areas, too. And my guess would be that in the cold areas, they have hot drinks more often than they do in Tokyo.
Did you have any Hokkaido milk products?
I did. I tried to get a lot of ice cream. Did I already tell this story to you, Geese, about how I went to this ice cream place that I found and went up all these stairs and sat down, and they said, okay, you can only order from these set menus, and they put down a big thing, and it's just nothing but liquor.
Oh. No, you didn't tell me this story.
So I had to scratch my head and say to the nice old man, arukohoru no mimasen, and he just started laughing. But I got a cone to go, so it was fine.
Nice cone of liquor?
No, a cone of Hokkaido milk ice cream. Anyway, in Japan, my goal was to try to go to every Pokemon Center in Japan, because I just started looking at how many there were, and I went, well, I've been to all of these, pretty much. So I think I've gone to all of them. There's one in Tokyo Bay I think I haven't been to because it was closed, but I think other than that, I've been to all the Japan Pokemon Centers.
That would be so cool if there was one on an island and you had to, like, take a little boat to it or take a ride on, like, a fake Lapras.
That would be so sick. My big complaint, of course, is they need more exclusive merchandise at each of these Pokemon Centers. It was driving me crazy that wasn't the case. I mean, in the past, I got adorable little exclusive Yokohama Pikachu with a little sailor outfit and a little Psyduck. And at least the airport Pokemon Center in Hokkaido had exclusive merch, but the actual Pokemon Center in Sapporo didn't have any. And it's so weird to me. They're just leaving money on the table, Geese.
Well, I wonder if that's because my mind first went to, they just don't want scalping. But then, I mean, what's the real detriment to doing that?
It probably costs more to produce a small number of exclusive merch than it would to, like, purchase everything for all the stores to sell. You know what I mean?
Economy of scale, they call it.
Wheel of Fate is turning.
Yes, Rebel 1 action. Yes, Geese, go ahead.
So you just ate beef bowl and wandered around?
No, I ate a million beef bowls, million curries. I tried a bunch of places that are recommended to eat, but I didn't really like any of them. So I just kept eating delicious beef bowls. And, of course, went to Tokyo Disneyland, which is super sick. Not not good as Tokyo Sea, but it's still a very, very good park. It's a lot of classic Disneyland stuff that they've gotten rid of since. And went to museums and walked in the snow and the forest for sick and went grocery shopping for apples.
For Tokyo Disney, do they have the mentality that they do in Los Angeles or in Florida as far as square footage goes?
Well, it's 2 parks. Mm-hmm. I guess closer to Los Angeles. It's not the size of Disney World.
That's what I was thinking.
But it's still a big park to me.
Yeah, it's pretty big considering the real estate in Tokyo.
Yeah.
I mean, they built up, like, they literally built the shoreline to make it, so.
There were so many. I wish you had gone on to Trash Island with the Gundam statue. That was my favorite thing. It was so sick when I was like, man, what a good alternative to landfills. And
those furnaces, those incinerators. Oh, my goodness.
So sick.
I did some Pokemon Go raids and caught a shiny Cresselia. Very sick.
Very sick.
Real quick. Hung out with Steven and Shelly. We went to Tower Records. Real fast, Taylor. Real quick. I'm just going to say something. We went to the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth pop-up. We're going to talk more about Final Fantasy Rebirth later, but real quick, Taylor, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Fast. Real quick, Geese.
Geese, real quick.
Huge shot, real quick.
He's just shaking her head no, not amused by our antics in the slightest.
We're no yellow-footed heron birds catchers.
Nice one.
Thank you. That was a good bird name. So, a huge shout out to Artie Fine for coming in clutch on Kyogre raid day. That boy tried so hard to get me a shiny Kyogre.
And he got 2 of them.
And I didn't get one. And Guncan, who doesn't care about the game, just goes, "Oh, it's shiny." It's almost it's 1 stat point away from being 4 stars.
Wow.
2,900, and I didn't even catch it.
It's almost a Shundo legendary. That's so good.
I still haven't caught enough shinies to open that option in my Pokedex.
Nice.
I can't even filter by it.
That's good. Hey, maybe you'll catch a shiny Groudon today, because it's a big shiny Groudon day.
I doubt it.
Yeah, probably not.
Real quick.
Real quickies. Yeah.
Went to a museum, found a secret hidden room where it looked like an elementary school, and there were just all these tables sitting there, and it was a big giant room, and they had a vending machine that poured me a large cup of hot corn soup. So I stood in the empty room and stared at the snow, sipping my hot corn soup for about 15 minutes. Geese's face, actually both of their faces are losing it.
Are you sure this wasn't like a Spirited Away situation?
Oh, that'd be so sick.
Oh, you think
it's like time passed like 5 years when you walked out of the room.
You come back and you're like, back to Lookin where you have gray hair. What? This was part of a museum?
Yeah, I just stumbled upon. Maybe Japan's different. I don't know, but
what kind of museum was it?
This is the aquarium. I don't know why I said museum.
Oh my god, you were probably in the room where like they have field trips where they teach and stuff.
Yeah,
Geese.
Probably not supposed to be in there.
The door was open as heck, so I don't know what to tell you. Anyway. I can't wait to learn more Japanese because I don't like being embarrassed when I'm just walking in some absolutely not touristy area and some old man starts speaking to me in Japanese and I have to tell him "Gomen nasai wa karimasen." One day I'll learn Japanese.
That's okay. Just make a card. Make a card that you hold up for people.
No, I can say the words, "I'm sorry, I don't understand," in Japanese. Any more questions before we move on to watching, playing, eating, listening?
Goofin.
Make sure to watch the video if you haven't. Put up a video on the Look Listen YouTube channel. You Clambos have no idea how much these beef bowls mean to me. And I like beef bowls. But back in these United States, I'm just dreaming of these beef bowls and just fantasizing about cracking that raw egg into them and moving the chopsticks around and pouring all that red pepper powder stuff. Oh my God. And paying for it and saying "Gochisousama deshita." Oh my God.
Did you ever go to the oh wait, did we go together? Wait.
Okay. I'm waiting.
Wait, no, we did go to
I'm waiting, Geese. I don't know what else you want from me.
Wait, no, did we?
I can't wait any harder.
peep? Say the noun and the subject. See, if we were speaking Japanese, we wouldn't have this problem. She would have said the subject right off the bat.
After a gigantic pause.
Did we ever go to one of those the chain yakitori restaurants where you you grill your own?
I did. We did not. I did not go with you.
Okay. I dream about that thinly sliced beef that you can cook all the time.
Yeah, Yakiniku Light you could go to, and there's tons of good restaurants for that. Now, before we move on to looking, playing, watching, eating, listening, let's hear Geese's Geese of the Week.
Geese of the Week, Geese.
I've been really upping my beach combing skills.
So getting shells.
Yeah.
Okay.
Guys, I'm really getting in there. Getting on my hands and knees and really peeping some small little shells.
Do you wear knee pads?
For audio listeners, she created an invisible telescope and extended it from her eyeball while looking for seashells.
You were really trying to calibrate that thing. I hope you succeeded.
I started identifying them. And I've been cleaning them.
Oh!
Because I've been really stressed out. Here's
shell.
One.
It looks like Rowlet.
It's called a shark's eye.
Not Ammonite.
It looks like an owl's face, but she's covering one of the eyes.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Real quick.
Because you said Ammonite. I was at this giant round one in the snow. I don't even remember what city it was. I was trying to get a Kabuto in a UFO catcher, but I goofed him, so I had to call for an employee. I was trying so hard to get this little Kabuto, and I goofed it where he fell in a corner where you can't reach him with the claw machine, so I had to rush over to an employee and ask her to please fix the Kabuto so I could try to get it, and then she did, and then I tried again, and immediately goofed him again, so I just left.
Did you just run?
No, I didn't run.
I can't believe you wasted so much of your money on claw machines.
It was not so much.
It's an experience, Geese.
How much?
Probably less than $25, probably.
Oh, that's nothing for
that's
a claw
not bad.
machine.
That's nothing.
Yeah. You're paying for the experience anyway.
It is fun, yeah. I got so upset. There's a claw machine variant they have where, God, this is going to be difficult to describe with words alone. There's a plush, a plastic ring. The plastic ring rests on a rod. You have to knock the plastic ring off the rod, and then the plush will fall. I got so close to getting this one, and I could tell the people standing next to me were just waiting to take over and win it because they knew what to do. So when I gave up, I just said to myself, I don't even want to see him win it. And just ran off.
Just a dramatic, you looking away and you hear all of them cheering right away in the background.
Yeah. And I know because I watched somebody else at a later point win on that machine very easily. It was a cute Pokemon. They know how to get me with those cute Pokemon machines. That's the problem with, if you go to any round one over here, they have all these UFO catchers, no Pokemon. I'm not going to play it. They don't even have Mofsond. They don't even have anything.
That's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, Mofsond is my favorite.
It is Geese's favorite.
Mm.
The girl loves Mofsond.
I do. I come by it honestly.
So that's all you were doing this week, Geese?
Yeah, that and
okay, all right. Now let's go on to
what? Real quick, what was that, Geese?
Just working overtime and
working overtime. What a way to make a living!
Is that the song? Is that a real song?
Oh yeah, Dolly Parton sang it for Geese Beat.
Okay, because ever since I hear you sing something and I think, is that real? And then I just keep going back to what was that? What was that one song that you had? Psycho Killer, where
Killer
was one. You kept saying, "Oh, it's a song," and I kept saying, "There's no way that's a song." And now I can't stop hearing it.
You think You think I would make up "Qu'est-ce que c'est?" Fa 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 fa. That's not in my brain. That's like the kid in school who lied and said he wrote this song himself, and then it was clearly just from a movie.
I feel like.
All right. Geese Peep, any more shell talk before we move on to Taylor's Lookin', Playin', Eatin' of the week? Geese, why are you so sad?
I'm just stressed out, guys.
Guys, please Venmo Geese Peep.
Sweating.
Geese Peep on Venmo.
So much.
Final Japan thought, and then we're moving on to Taylor's Lookin', Playin', Eatin'.
Okay, all right.
Guys, Clambos, I need you to be prepared for something. Okay. So my advice is always go to Japan when it's cold so you don't have to worry about sweating your behind off in the hot, hot, humid summers. That being said, the Japanese body is built different. They heat the buildings so hot that every time I'd walk into a mall or something, I'd immediately have to unzip all my jackets. Okay?
Yeah.
I went to see a movie in Sapporo, okay? Wearing my jackets. I sit down in the theater. It is so hot in this movie theater. I literally have to leave, go to the bathroom, and take all my clothes off and just have a t-shirt. And even with just a t-shirt, I'm sweating to no end. Going,
Need a portable fan.
Portable fan in the movie. Just
oh, geez. No,
not that loud.
Never. He could get a little fan. Like a little hand operated fan, not like one of those things you see in Florida.
So be prepared for that. God, they heat up the building. Same with the hotels. So most of the hotels I just have to, because they have central air control. They control the whole building. And if it's cold outside, they make it hot. If it's hot outside, they make it cold. And you have a little bit of control over the temperature, but most of the time I just had to open the window to let the snowy air in.
Yeah.
I don't understand. So I understand that for summer, making a building really, really cool. I don't understand it for winter because it's like, what are you preparing people for?
What?
You know what I mean? Like on the way out of a building, if it's boiling hot, then you just have to layer up, start sweating, and then go out into the cold.
Literally, this is me every time I left a snowy city last month and this month. I would walk out the door with maybe one layer holding all my jackets and then put the jackets on as I'm walking out.
Such a recipe for disaster. Because people, like one of the big things about, and Geese knows this because we both watch way too many backpacking and camping videos. If you make yourself too warm when you're hiking, you're going to get so sweaty and that's going to give you like hypothermia or something.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Yeah. I have to plan ahead of time. I have to know, okay, I'm going to be walking uphill, so I don't need to wear the jacket because I'm just going to have to take it off. Anyway, we're moving on. Looking, playing, watching, eating this week. Taylor, what did you watch? What did you eat?
Thanks, Geese. What did I play? Okay, watching, what's the name of it? I typed it in.
How is nobody talking about, Dry Grasses?
On Dry Grasses or something like that?
Yeah.
I need to make sure I'm getting the name right. About Dry Grasses. A Turkish film. Very long. Got to see it at a museum.
Geese, I'm sorry, Taylor, real quick. Geese,
are you hold?
She's dying. She's violently shaking her shirt to make air, and then she's just chugging a can of drink, holding her mic up into the air like she's the Statue of Liberty or the Paramount girl on Sony Pictures. Columbia.
It looks like So this movie is so good. Everybody needs to go out and watch it. The cinematography has such ridiculous shots, just such good shots and such good dialogue.
New movie?
And, 2023. Yeah. So I hadn't heard anything about it. All I'm going to say, minor spoilers for the next like 5-10 seconds.
You're about to spoil a Turkish movie to me?
Oh, yeah. I didn't know if y'all were going to watch it.
I'll watch it. That sounds very interesting.
Okay, I'll keep it vague. Most portrayals of mental health issues in media are basically like an aggressive one, like psychopathy, narcissism, stuff like that, are very histrionic in Western cinema, right? Basically, it all goes down to no matter what you have, we're going to portray you as a sociopath. And that's what we get to do. This doesn't do that. This has a very, very, very realistic portrayal of one of those emotional divergences, I guess you would call it. Very worth a watch. Very, very good movie.
Very interesting. How did you learn about it? Guncan or somebody?
Yeah. So she just said, "Do you want to go see a Turkish movie?" I said yes, and I didn't know anything about it at all going into it. They had like a little presentation beforehand, but it was like 3 hours.
Man,
it was incredibly long. It was so good. Unfortunately, we were with somebody who didn't understand the type of movie that we were watching.
I thought you were going to say, unfortunately, we were with somebody that didn't understand, nor could they read.
Couldn't read.
They weren't having a great time.
It's really rough when you're in a movie theater and it's like an incredibly good film and you're watching it and somebody just won't stop talking. And there's a scene, it's not like a thriller or anything. There's not really a lot of high stakes. There's no real anxiety going into it and into any scene. But she was just like, go, leave, get out of there. And it got to the point where I was just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to shush somebody that I'm not close enough that I could tell her to be quiet.
Somebody you knew was talking?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the person who carpooled with us there. So luckily the people in front of us had our backs and they went shush. And I thought, way to go. My favorite one was
Cars.
Still a quiet place where it was complete. Were you with me during
Somebody was talking to her in Quiet Place?
It was so funny. Okay, there's this tiny little girl who's sitting...
The R-rated film, A Quiet Place.
Yeah. Sitting right next to me. And this is in Los Angeles. And they're just talking the whole time. Just whispering, not like shouting or anything. But the beginning of that film... I mean, the wole film is very quiet, right?
Well,
this little
Notoriously
girl,
so.
maybe 5 feet tall, maybe
5 years old,
leans forward and shouts, "Do you know the name of the movie?" And it was just dead quiet after that. It was so funny.
I remember that.
What a good experience.
Taylor, would you like to start discussing our dual topic where Geese goes to the bathroom, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth?
Ooh, nice Square Enix RPG.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the bathroom.
It's just not gripping me. Real quick.
I'm going back and forth.
Okay.
There's certainly a period of time I had my hand had the DualSense in my hands, and I went, I don't like this. This is just Ghosts of Tsushima, but less fun.
Yeah.
I'm playing it more, and maybe... I mean, there's fun to be had. It's just... I don't know. I think the reviews are good, so I think it's going to end up winning me over. But when I think back to 2020, and I think back to Final Fantasy VII Remake, and how this unbelievably directed narrative, this story, this experience, this music, this setting, this magical experience made me feel, and jump ahead to Rebirth, where it's just not as good. Ghost of Tsushima, not as good. Breath of the Wild. Combat, I'm not having fun with. I'm constantly being bombarded by Chadley's little girlfriend. And I have the game in Japanese because I need to play this 7 in Japanese or it's going to be terrible for me. But I didn't have this problem with the remake, but with Rebirth, I literally don't know what they're saying half the time because I got to pay attention to something flying in the air to follow it, or I got to pay attention to this battle, and she's spewing all this dialogue that's just in the left-hand corner written in English. I mean, I guess that's my own problem, but...
The whole time I'm playing, I'm feeling the exact same way. So at least I don't feel insane because everybody really seems to like it. I loved the 7 remake outside of a couple story beats that they changed. And going into this, I just feel like the whole game is hollow.
That's funny because Hollow Skies is the best song.
So, okay, what I think they could have done to really get me behind the open world component of it is just not make it Ghost of Tsushima, Assassin's Creed, all this other thing where you have, go to this spring, go to this enemy, go to this. If instead they had said, this is where a Chocobo Ranch is, you can go help the owners over there. And that's it. They didn't have, go climb this tower and, guess what? The Eagle's Perch is unlocked.
Is Cloud Strife in this game?
He is.
He's there and he's fuzzier than ever.
All right.
Does he have Big Sword?
Yeah, he has Big Sword.
Yeah, but all the graphics are real fuzzy on the characters.
Oh, they just updated it. They have now sharp performance mode. You said you were fine with quality mode in 16, so if I were you, I'd just do that where they don't look fuzzy at all.
Yeah.
But that 30 FPS made me want a Vombo. So I'm sticking with performance sharp mode, which they just added like a couple days ago.
I'm just thinking of like Final Fantasy 16, which wasn't like universally loved. A lot of people complained about it, and how much I cared about that adventure, and how many times I felt stuff when I was playing the game.
So far, 16 is much better than 7 Rebirth. And anybody complaining about 16, I don't understand. That game's great. The only complaint that I think is valid is maybe that it's more Devil May Cry than Final Fantasy in the sense that you don't have to worry about weaknesses and stuff because you can just equip whatever icon you want and just battle that way.
It's just execution over preparation.
I feel like, because of reviews, I feel like I'm going to end up liking Rebirth later after I get further into it. Right now, just dumped into the open world, doing boring side quests. And I was so disappointed with you passed the Midgardsormr, right?
I was about to say, I hope you got past the Midgardsormr, because that really, that was a very unfortunate interpretation of that event.
It was so scary, and in the original Final Fantasy VII in 97, it was such a big deal, the Midgardsormr. And I was really looking forward to it in this game, but it happens so quick, you don't have a chance to be scared. You get into a battle with it, and then it's over, and then it's...
And it's just another boss.
Yeah,
It's really, they managed to take these events that were so ominous and legitimately scary in Final Fantasy VII. You're following after Sephiroth, and you don't see him at all, right? And you're just seeing his deeds, and you have all of this slow build-up to your confrontation with him. And it's almost like you're tracking a killer, and you're just watching the aftermath of everything that he does. And in this one, you're just seeing it all. And it's just like, oh yeah, he's not really that much different from like a giant flying bird that you're fighting.
Yeah, we'll see. I hope it'll get better. It's just tough when you know that when you think about the original, you had a lot of time to build up to this. And in this time around, this is a brand new video game, and you're just starting it right away, jumping into this. And they don't explain. Do they explain it all? Oh, this is why we don't have all our materia now.
Don't believe they do.
I mean, gameplay reasons, I see why they do it, but it's kind of silly. Just, sorry.
Yeah.
You're not powerful anymore.
It's very weird.
So yeah, Rebirth. Hope it gets better. All right, Geese. Let's move on to Geese's Eating of the Week. How was the falafel sub?
Ooh.
It was fine.
All right, sick. Now moving on to Michael's Watch and Play Eating of the Week. Already discussed Rebirth with Taylor. Also started watching Fistful of Dollars, the first film in the Man with No Name trilogy, because I've never seen those movies.
Oh, with 50 Cent?
Yes. No.
Sick.
With Clint Eastwood.
Oh.
And then I'll watch A Few Dollars More, and then I'll watch The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Because it's important to watch these very important films, right? You would imagine?
Yeah.
Geese is not impressed.
No, my step grandfather's brother was friends with Clint Eastwood. Heard many stories.
Mother's brother.
That's crazy.
Works at Sennheiser and gives her
That's
early
my
access to
uncle.
the Mario Brothers.
Air Sennheiser knew Clint Eastwood?
And then, And then next week, I'm going to watch Late Night with the Devil and also Ghostbusters.
I am going to go see that tonight, I think. I'm very excited about it because it has a sick preview. Did you see Love Lies Bleeding yet?
Yes.
What'd you think?
It was fun.
It was so different than what I thought it was going to be, and I just wanted him to use that, what's that song name? Small Town Boy or something?
Yeah, Small Town Boys.
Such a sick song.
Geese's face.
Just go watch the preview, Geese. It's better than the film. It's a very good preview.
And then in my eating of the week, I ate, I think, just about the entirety of the brand new Taco Bell Cantina chicken menu, including the quesadilla, taco, and burrito. They are pretty good.
What makes it Cantina?
The chicken is tastier. It's slow roasted or something and better spices. It actually tastes good because their old chicken quesadilla I hated, but their new one, very good.
That's the funniest thing. I saw a Chipotle ad recently, and they were like, "Ooh, we've got Al Pastor chicken back," which I don't know if that makes sense, but it's silly because the entire ad makes it seem like our chicken's finally good.
That is true. It does make their chicken taste good, so that works. And then Geese, did you see? I put a picture. I also ate a beef bulgogi bento box because I just want a beef bowl, and that's the closest I can get is Korean food. It was actually very, very good. Too expensive?
It looks very good.
Too expensive? Yes, but delicious? Very much so. Okay, I think we've covered everything. Okay.
Yep.
Let's move on to Poké News of the Week.
Okay, Poké News News
News of the week.
So the big news actually right now is hurry up and go do your big shiny Groudon raids, but that'll be over in a couple hours. So,
And that's not going to happen for Taylor at all.
yes, you're going to get a shiny Groudon. But
There's no way.
But I'm sorry if you're listening to this, it's already happened. But something in the future is the Pokemon Go Sizable Surprises event. Reports Cerebi, shiny Wimpods joining the game April 4th through April 9th. Get excited. All right.
Very sick.
Geese Peep, we're moving on to the episode of Pokemon. Please tell us the name of the episode in English. Taylor, go ahead and tell us what happened last time on Pokes. Geese, tell us a one-sentence synopsis. Go ahead.
All right, so last time on Pokes, Dot hammers away at her social anxiety, and she finds a new ally in Tinkatink.
Preview for this episode is a real unique one. Sprigatito wanders off and disappears because of an event, and Liko has to find her.
Okay. What's the name of the episode in English, Geese?
Farewell, Sprigatito?
Or in Japanese, Sayonara, Nyaoha?
Nyaoha?
Clambos, we open with more desert scenes. Is it just free to do a desert scene? Is there a kickback to put the Great Salami in the desert?
It's easy. You don't have to draw any trees.
Yeah, evidently. You just gotta put the one desert background and you're good to go.
I mean, it's kind of sick, the idea that they're in the same region, but they're also flying.
Yeah. So Tinkatink starts to run off, and Dot follows her towards the nearby city. They're gonna shop for more hammer supplies. But Geese Peep, Sprigatito, she seems a little bit down this episode.
Yeah, she's a little bit, fickle.
A little down in the dumps. As Liko's bathing adorable little Hatena and Terapagos, they're having the bath of their lives. Geese, what does Sprigatito spot in the distance in the forest?
A cat-shaped building.
Interesting. It's got little ears and everything. Is there a bit of recognition in Sprigatito's eyes, I wonder?
Very, very sick reveal for me, at least, is in this little opening sequence, is that Dot has Cherim hair.
Cherim the Pokemon.
Isn't that sick?
Yeah, she can change her hair at will.
Yeah, and it looks like
called
a Cherim.
A headband.
It looks like a Cherim, Geese.
Geese wouldn't know. I mean, Taylor wouldn't know, but she can go into mental shift mode.
Like a Pokemon. Well, not really like a Pokemon.
Exactly like a Pokemon. Taylor better watch that episode. Sprigatito is amazed by the building, and we get the intro song. And then we jump right into Roy, so ganky, jumping into frame. Our boy just wanting to battle immediately. Just, Liko, let's battle.
And the funny thing is, Liko was like, yeah, sure, okay.
Yeah, Liko's just drying off attendance. Like, okay.
Huh? Said, yeah, let's fight.
Fuecoco's hyped as all get out as well, jumping up and down.
I think everybody's excited because of how hard the new intro goes.
All right.
I like the old intro better. I like the song better.
I mean, I do too, but this one is just like the art style is insane.
Yeah. A little whiny for my taste, so I hit the skip intro button. Come on, Sprigatito.
Yeah.
Cut to battle. Sorry, Geese Peep. This may be the quickest. We're under 4 minutes and we're already straight into a battle, so.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Ember, quick attack, disarming voice, Ember, scratch. Oh man, Terapagos is loving this battle. So much so, Terapagos begins to approach the battle, which may lead to disastrous results. Sprigatito, use big leafage. Oh no, Geese. Fuecoco jumps out of the way. And what happens?
It's about to hit Terapagos. Liko jumps in front to block the shot.
Liko put herself in front of her Pokemon, took the brunt of the big leafage, also Terapagos and Hatena wouldn't get hit.
It is kind of sick because we don't often see people getting hit by Pokemon attacks. And I always sort of wonder what that would be like. And based on this being a big leafage, I feel like we almost have a little custom robo situation on our hands where things are not as intense and impactful as you would think.
Well, I'd say this series we actually do get a lot of people getting hit by Pokemon moves more than before. But Geese Peep, Sprigatito didn't mean to hit Liko, and she's so sad about it. She's crying.
She's real upset about it, guys.
And Liko's got a little red mark on her wrist. And then Geese, I'ma cry because Sprig's so sad and upset with herself. I even drew the emoji in my notes. You know, the one where they're going, my favorite emoji?
Yeah.
Anyway. Liko is getting her wrist wrapped by Molly. And Molly is telling her that she'll be okay. It's just a sprain.
Yeah.
And
more like Sprigatito.
Taylor. God,
that was it.
Show a little tact.
That was in bad taste.
And then Sprigatito's watching from the hallway as Liko goes, and Sprigatito decides maybe it's just better if I leave. And Geese, she starts to head towards that cat building. Thank goodness Ludlow noticed her leaving, because that would be no good if just nobody saw her leave and then they could never find her.
The issue is there's no haiku.
I think that makes it more important that there's no haiku.
Oh, wow. No. Stakes have never been high.
Sometimes a haiku is about the words you don't say.
Oh, Geese got him.
Whoa.
And then we cut back to Liko. She's going to be fine. Don't worry, everybody. Just a little sprain. And
God, why didn't she eat Chansey's egg?
Should have ate a Chansey egg.
Maybe it only has a certain amount a day, like a Winchell's dozen per day.
You bringing up Winchell's dozen as if anybody's going to get that reference.
But it'll be so special for the people who do. Winchell's dozen is minimum 2 extra.
Minimum 14. Mm-hmm. Just from that one guy in South Pasadena, though. Okay. She tries. Liko starts to make... Liko turns to try to make Sprigatito feel better, Geese. But she's gone.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad, Sprigatito. Look, I'm fine.
There's no Sprigatito to hear the message of...
Liko.
No, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not relief. It's not resolution. Reassurance. The message of reassurance. So then we cut to Sprigatito. She's reached the gate of the cat sanctuary, Geese Peep. It's a giant building and grounds full of cats.
All for breeding.
Full of cats.
So many Sprigatitos running around. And there's a mysterious lady inside who we will learn her name is Marnia. Get it? Nya like cat in Japanese. Because they go nya, 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 nya.
Yeah.
That's one of those things where I'm like, you only had one path you could take in life.
Yeah, you had to be a cat breeder.
Mm-hmm.
And she notices Liko Sprigatito walking in. Then we cut back to Ludlow telling Liko where Sprigatito went. And then Liko... Okay, guys. I'm going to go off. Geese, don't stop me. Liko decides... This is what she decides. This is what Liko decides. Okay, everybody sit down for this. You don't want to be standing for this one. Put a seatbelt.
Right.
Put a seatbelt on. This is what Liko decides after hearing the news. Oh, Sprigatito walked off into the dangerous forest all alone? Okay. All right. Here's what I'm going to do. This is me, Liko. I'm going to walk by myself. All my Pokemon, you guys stay at the Great Salami. Hatena, I need you to babysit the legendary Pokemon Terapagos. So you guys hold down the fort. Me, Liko, the little girl, no Pokemon on me. I'm going to venture alone. No friends, no Fritos, no Roy. I'm going to go by myself through the dangerous forest, full of Spidops, by myself to go look. That's what makes sense. Now, all this being said, this absurd decision, Geese.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All that being said, Hatena was very adorable when she said, yes, I'm up for the task. I will babysit this incredibly powerful legendary Pokemon. Unfortunately, Geese, as soon as she does her salute, Terapagos goes missing.
What a rascal.
Then we cut to Liko calling out for Sprigatito in the forest. Geese, she's never left the ship before. I mean, I know she's been, what was that adjective we used earlier? Fickle?
Aloof, maybe, is a good
Aloof. We know she's had her moments, but she's never left the ship before. What's going on? And then Liko discovers the cat sanctuary, and she finds a Sprigatito, ? Geese Peep?
Many Sprigatitos.
Oh my god. And some of them are hissing at her.
Oh.
They don't know her. She could be up to no good. And then who appears, Geese?
Cat lady.
That's right, it's Marnia. And she recognizes Liko. Liko says, what? As if she were Korean. That's right, Taylor. It's Marnia, the cat breeder. And she's wearing a cute little Sprigatito apron.
The conversation they have about cats finding their way back to where they were bred. This particular area is very interesting for me because it really tells you a lot about how academies get their Pokemon. But that was a little silly where she was like, oh, no, it happens all the time. There are always Pokemon wandering back here.
Yeah, that's a sad
Says
part.
it's rare.
We'll get to that point. But at this cat sanctuary, we see Glameow and Sneasel and Galarian Meowth and Litten, Geese.
Lynn.
I was
Not a shiny Litten, thank God.
I was so excited for Geese Peep when I saw a Litten in here. And
I love Litten.
There's a Torracat, Incineroar, Skitty, Delcatty, Esper, Weavile, Leopard, Purloin, Berserker.
Geese on Litten Community Day, I caught over 100.
Wow.
Guess how many were shiny?
None.
Yeah.
What color are they shiny?
White.
White.
Ooh.
Marnia, the old cat breeder, remembers all the cats she gave to all the trainers at Indigo Academy. So, of course, she remembers Liko. But Geese, turns out, Liko's Sprigatito was very unique. She was extra fickle. And then we get to the part Taylor mentioned where Marnia's going to break Liko's little heart, telling her that pokes can break up with their partners and come back here.
I thought you were going to say Marnia's going to break Liko's little legs.
No. And then Liko gets very defensive. She jumps up and starts screaming that she's going to find Sprigatito right now. They're not in a fight. Now, at this point, I think that Sprigatito is on the roof of the cat sanctuary. Am I correct? Yes. Now we reach the point of the episode where I start to feel bad for Geese again because we got battles and Liko in her monologue. Liko, much like me, deduces that Sprigatito is going to be where it's most sunny, Aka, aka the roof. And Geese, she starts yelling up to Sprigatito.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did you just say Aka instead of AKA?
I said both Aka and aka, so there's no mistake.
Okay. Sorry, that really just took me off. Just surprised me.
Liko yells to Sprigatito on the roof to try to make her feel better. Then Geese, she tries to bribe her with matcha cake.
It would work on me, honestly.
Got him. And then
would you end a fight if somebody gave you sweets
or money?
No, I would accept the cake and then we would talk it out whilst I eat cake.
Whilst she eats cake.
But honestly, I don't really like cake that much, but in my head, like a matcha cake is one of those layered crepe matcha cakes, that where you like layer a bunch of crepes on top of each other.
I have seen it. I've never tried it.
I'm not a big cake person.
I prefer pie and honestly cheesecake, but honestly savory food's way better than sweets. So Liko's trying to follow Sprigatito, but Sprigatito keeps just walking away from her, Geese Peep. She jumps through the window to go inside the building. And inside the building, we see a Purugly and a Meowstic in here. And some cute little Sprigatitos making biscuits and sweet scenting. Very cute. Then Liko continues to try to convince Sprigatito to come back, but Sprigatito keeps ignoring and walking away. Then we cut to Terapagos approaching the cat compound. Luckily, Hatena is following.
I just kept saying, why is this Pokemon by itself? Why is the most desired Pokemon by the most dangerous organization wandering around a forest full of spiders?
There's literally people hunting for it.
That's true.
Yes.
Maybe that was Liko's rationale was, I'm going to leave Terapagos on the Salami where it's protected by all these people. If that was the case, at least bring Roy along or something for backup.
And tell people where you're going.
Yes.
It's my policy is if you at any point have a submarine hunting you, you are not okay to be alone.
Well, I mean, Ludlow did know where Liko was going, so everybody knew where she was going at least.
Yeah, but yeah.
Well, Liko has had enough, Clambo. She grabs Sprigatito.
Sprigatito, in an effort to make sure she doesn't accidentally hurt Liko again, purposefully hurts her.
Geese Peep, this scene is embarrassing for Liko because all the cats are watching this big giant fight.
They are side-eyeing her so hard.
Because Liko's just begging Sprigatito not to run away from her. And Sprigatito, like Taylor said, she wriggles out and scratches Liko's hand and runs away. And Liko's going, Nande, Nande, Nande. Which means why. And then we go to a commercial break. Coming back from commercial break, Liko's just so sad, sitting in silence, having a flashback to their first meeting. And Marnia looks at this poor, pathetic girl and offers her some tea inside. In an adorable Meowth teacup, by the way. And when that old lady walked over and said, "Hi dozo," and put the cup down, I lost it. Because you hear "Hi dozo" so much in Japan that I would just be walking around saying, "Hi dozo."
What's it mean? Here you go?
Yeah, here. It's like, here's your drink, here's your food. Hi dozo. Okay, here you go. Here it is.
That's sick.
Yeah, dozo too for like when you're in line too, like, oh, dozo. Coming to this register. And Geese, there's some sweets too. So at this point, Geese, Marnia tells Liko all about Sprigatito's past when she first lived on this cat compound before becoming Liko's partner. Back then, Geese, she was so bored all the time and she just wanted to go out on adventures and she kept to herself. But one day, Geese,
the Sprigatitos were up on the roof, goofing around, and one of them fell off, so Sprigatito did a leafage to catch it. Now, here's my thought. It's a cat. It'll land on its feet. What's the big hurt? Like,
it's a tall roof, I guess.
Yeah, huge roof. It was instinctual. When people are falling, the best thing to do is attack them to make sure they don't get hurt.
No, she cast a big leafage and created a big giant blanket pillow mattress of leaves. So the
air cushion.
So the Sprigatito didn't get hurt. And then all the reindeer loved her.
That's what I wrote too.
Yeah. And she got kisses all around.
That's how they kiss.
And they were best friends forever until another one day. All the Sprigatitos were eating some tasty berries at the berry fields and Spidops Lounge. Spidops, of course, the big scary Paldean spider Pokemon. They're all trying to get little berries and they're using leafages to knock them down. And then Liko's Sprigatito uses her big leafage and knocks a bunch of berries down. But unfortunately, this upsets a nearby Spidops, who trapped all the Sprigatitos in its web.
What's it gonna do?
I don't know. Hurt him, I guess.
Eat it.
Oh, God.
Because she said she was like causing trouble. But, I mean, spoiler for Professor Fritos at the end, he uses the word prey.
Yeah. So Sprigatito, to save her friends, uses a big leafage to attack the Spidops. But Geese, what happens?
She ends up hurting the friends she saved as well. It was too big. The leafage was too big.
Geese is right. All the baby Sprigatitos got hurt from the big leafage, and she was only trying to save her friends, but the leafage was too strong. Liko Sprigatito feels so bad. And then, Geese, after that event, all the Sprigatitos are too scared of her. They're all
more sick ninja attacks getting the berries down from the tree.
And they all start avoiding her. And it turns out, and it's been a long time since we've seen the first couple episodes, but if you have a very good memory, you'll recall that in the beginning of the series, Sprigatito had quite an issue with using leafage. And it's all because of this moment. She was too scared to use leafage. She was too scared to hurt the one she loved.
That's my problem with the episode. It's like they're creating a problem to justify something no one was really wondering about at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
And this episode turns out it's all about abandonment issues because Sprigatito doesn't want to be abandoned again. So That's why she's running away, because she can't take the hurt. She doesn't want to hurt the one she loves. Also, this is very exciting. We get a little scene with Marnion in the flashback saying, oh yeah, Liko, I knew you and your Sprigatito were going to be the best buds because I saw how Sprigatito looked at you when we were doing the little Poké interview.
Those eyes said it all.
Those eyes said it all. Back then, there was a little Zoom call where Sprigatito saw a Rowlet and a Chikorita and a Squirtle and a Totodile and a Cyndaquil and a Tepig. But it was the Sprigatito that she connected with the most. And the moral, or it's not a moral, but like I said earlier, this is straight from Marnion's mouth. Sprigatito doesn't want to hurt someone important to her again. And so when Liko hears this, she runs out to find Sprigatito. She grabs Sprigatito and she starts tickling her in the orchard where that bad leafage happened. And Sprigatito starts laughing. And Geese, Liko says to Sprigatito, I don't mind if you scratch me. And we get flashbacks of all their journeys. And then, after Liko finally convinces Sprigatito that it's going to be okay and they're going to stay best friends, Sprigatito puts her little paw on Liko's face and they start to snuggle. But then there's a scream. Oh God, what's happening? What's the scream?
The spider, it's at it again.
Spidops? You mean it trapped Terapagos and Hatena?
Surprising no one.
Well, Sprigatito's got to be careful here. Sprigatito, first off, is furious that this same Spidops is back to steal her friends again. Now, we know what happened last time with Leafage. So what about if she goes ahead and learns a new move? That's right. Sprigatito uses Magical Leaf, which is like Leafage, but she can actually aim this one.
Yeah.
And she aims it and hits the webs, or the threads, and then Terapagos and Hatena land safely in the bushes. Not a scratch on them.
Nope, not a scratch.
And then we get some more snuggles. And then it's everybody's favorite part of the episode. Taylor, we cut to
Sunset.
And it's time for an immediate battle rematch. Ember, quick attack, stomping tantrum. And
dodge it.
Dodge it. And then, Geese, what move does Liko tell Sprigatito to use?
Magical Leaf.
Good luck dodging that one, Fuecoco. He doesn't.
He's dead.
Yep. He's not dead.
So embarrassing.
He gets knocked out. Everybody's impressed. High fives all around. To be continued. The episode is over. Geese Pete, please give us Professor Frito's Seminar of the Week before we discuss how we felt about this episode.
Today's Pokemon is Spidops, trap Pokemon that clings to tree branches and ceilings, moving without a sound. It uses a certain something when catching prey in its traps. Is it A, saliva, B, threads, or C, stench?
B, threads.
Yes, it uses its strong, sticky threads to lay traps. Lurks in the darkness, taking out foes before they can even have a chance to see it. If it looks too tasty to be true, it's probably a trap.
And then we see a picture of Spidops making a trap with a pineapple berry as Fuecoco runs excitedly towards the berry and Captain Pikachu is yelling at him to stop. Oh, Fuecoco, you poor boy.
Doing his best.
I don't know what Geese felt about this episode. I'm very curious. I liked it. I thought it was very sweet. It's very cute. Very emotional.
In terms of episodes, the pacing was well done. I liked the little reminder of Sprigatito and Liko's bond, because they kind of been building up that Sprigatito has been kind of like jealous of the new Pokemon. So it makes sense. I liked it. It was fine.
I see Taylor moving his little head back and forth.
Wasn't my favorite. This episode would have been a real good one had they not just reused the same Sprigatito's upset and wandering off. Like, it would have been sick if they had just stopped and been like, oh wait, there's a famous Pokemon breeder. We learn all about the breeding. We learn about Liko and Sprigatito. Then Sprigatito sees all the other Sprigatito that she was ostracized from earlier. That would have been much better than just like, oh, guess what? Sprigatito's upset and running away.
You know what I was thinking?
What was Geese thinking?
What were you thinking,
You know how?
Geese?
You know.
Geese
we
is,
haven't
you
seen in a
ever
while?
wanted Geese
You ever-
thinking of the week. Go ahead, Geese, take it away.
Here's what Geese
What's
thinks.
Wattrel? What's Wattrel up to?
That's such a good question, Geese.
He's probably playing with Slugma.
He had his arc in 20 episodes. We're gonna have a big thing explaining why he didn't want to fly.
That's Roy's Pokemon, and this wasn't a Roy episode.
Unfortunately,
Yeah, but we have Dot's Pokemon with her out of the ball.
Much like Ash and Pikachu, it seems like they all have some Pokemon that like to be outside of the Pokeball. Like Fuecoco's always outside of the ball. It's probably, I guess it's confusing because Liko has multiple Pokemon that are just hanging out. Well, have we decided that Liko owns Terapagos? No, he's his own dude, right?
Yeah, nobody owns Terapagos.
Yeah.
It's I think every Pokemon is, Wattrel's just hanging out.
But Hatena's also, I completely understand. Whoever brought it up, I agree with you. It is weird that Wattrel never gets any screen time. Maybe he's harder to draw. So yeah, I thought this was a very emotional episode. It's always cool learning a new move, cool to get backstory. Yeah, I guess it is just retconned and silly, but I thought it was cool. And you can get me real easy with just showing an immense amount of Pokemon. They put Rowlet and Litten in this one, so Geese automatically gets 2 extra points.
Yeah, easy.
I think that I gave last week a 9.5, maybe.
Whoa!
So maybe this week I'll give it a nice 8.75. Good episode.
I'm giving this one a 7. It was fine.
Whoa!
Yeah, I'm giving it a 7 as well.
A 7, Geese? Litten is in the episode.
Yeah, what the heck, Geese? How could you give it a 7?
Only a little bit, she says.
Can't believe you gave it a 7, Geese.
All right, so 2 7s and an 8.75. Geese, take it away for the wrap-up.
Thanks, everyone, for listening. Please follow us on social media at Look, Listen, Cast on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Reminder to watch the video on our YouTube channel of Michael going to all the Pokemon centers in Japan.
Everyone.
Also, thank you to Keith for our artwork. You can find him at twitch.tv/KeithSquared.
Thank you to Professor Ticklebits for the website and the
boilerplate. Mostly for the boilerplate.
Thank you to all our supporters. You can support us by going to looklistencast.com and clicking the link for Anchor.fm, aka Spotify for podcasters, or on the podcast audio feeds themselves. There's a link. Please recommend this podcast to your friend. Just your one friend. There are no swear words. So
one friend, one grandmother.
Yeah. Grandma can listen too. And the nephews. And then every episode we enjoy ending with a question. Please send your questions to looklistencast@gmail.com. This week from Peekaboo. Geese, what's an activity you love doing on your birthday? I bet it's birding.
Yeah, it was birding.
Oh, wow.
And maybe eating a meatball sub.
Or going to the beach?
Beach?
What about you guys?
Michael knows mine.
I answered your question. Taylor wants to go diving and eat Coco Ichibanya and something.
Chateaubriand.
Chateaubriand was my third thing I was going to say.
Yeah.
Chateaubriand is the steak, and it is good.
Mm-hmm.
We've told the story about the chimichurri.
The Vegas steak?
Yeah.
Just ridiculous.
I like going to Japan on my birthday is the activity I love doing. Although I rarely go on my birthday. It's just like on my birthday, I'm like, all right, got my tickets. Can't wait.
Yeah.
I'll celebrate in Japan. Geese, can you add anything else? Because I answered for you.
Look, I spent my birthday this year alone here. It was pouring rain. Okay, so the last 7 years on my birthday, my parents and my sister are at a field hockey tournament.
It sounds like you're making the story up.
Just a little bit.
They go to a field hockey tournament, so we don't really celebrate my birthday that much. So,
wow. Did they forget it's your birthday for 7 years?
No.
Well, on that wonderful note, thank you for the question, Peekaboo. Geese has to run away and dash off because her heart out is in a couple seconds. Everybody say goodbye. Geese is going to say goodbye 3 times.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Toodles.
Howdy, y'all. It's me, Geese Peep. Thank you for listening to the Geese Peep Productions podcast.
Geese Peep Enterprises, doing business as Peep Industries, together with its subsidiaries, is a diversified worldwide entertainment company with operations in media networks, talent management, parks and resorts, multimedia entertainment, and consumer products and interactive media. Geese Peep Enterprises is a Dow 30 company.